It's been a minute. Welcome back to another episode of What's New Mama podcast. We are your hosts, Giselle and Amy. Hi. I know, we're like, what do we do here? We've been out of the groove and out of the funk for a little bit. So a lot to catch up on. That's basically what we're going to do this episode. We're going to catch up. And if you're listening, you're going to hear my nasally ass voice. So I am very sorry. I'm still combating whatever it is. But yeah, let's all regroup. What's been going on this summer? Because we've been taking, I think it's been like 2 months that we haven't recorded.
Yeah, like 2 months.
A lot has happened. Good things, bad things.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. Do you want me to start? Do you want to start?
I don't even know. Like, I feel so kind of out of touch with the whole, like, let's talk over the, over an audience here. Everyone's listening to our stuff. It's just like, oh, yeah, let me just remember.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll start because I feel like I want to end on a better note. So I want to get rid of the negative stuff.
Yeah.
And then end on a better note. Because I feel like you have a lot more funnier, happier stories. You had an actual summer vacation.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we've taken some time off. I had 3 familial losses in my family, so that was really hard for all of us. We had to recalibrate and figure out things as a family, a lot of restructuring. So that's been tough. But other than that, I know I went on vacation. I know I mentioned it on the last episode. Yeah. I don't want to dwell too much on death, right? So that happened. We're dealing with it. We're moving forward. Now let's move on to the bad, funny stuff, right? So Amy and I had planned on, and we even mentioned it on the podcast, to do an episode or at least like a little clip or something together in the same room in person, because we were going to both be in the happiest place on earth, in Disney World.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, we're going to go to Disney. It's going to be great. The kids will love it. We'll get to see each other and record. Guess what? We got COVID. We first thought it was the flu, but no. I lost my sense of smell, my sense of taste, and that was July. And we were in a cabin. We were supposed to have this trip as a family. Obviously, other things happened. But we were also supposed to be with my mother-in-law, Kathy, amazing, wonderful woman. We couldn't share the room with her. We had to get she had to stay somewhere else because we didn't want to get her sick, and there were other kids that we were visiting. We didn't want to see them. So we were literally in a cabin because we went to we went to a Disney resort, and then it was like a little cabin. I forget what it's called. But point is, it was a little cabin, and I swear to God, I was like, I feel like I'm going nuts in this freaking cabin. We were all just stuffed up, fever, the baby and I. Tom didn't really get the cough, but he did get body aches and all that stuff. And it was just the worst. It was like, we came here.
Yeah, because you knew it was like, yeah, you were like, this is my vacation, and now I'm sick and I can't do anything.
And we were looking forward to it, obviously, because there was all these other things that were going on. Yeah. It wasn't a happy time, and we were really looking forward to just getting away from it.
Distraction, yeah,
to get away from things and be together as a family, because we needed that. And then, of course, I think it was day 2, day 3, because Tom got sick first, and we just thought he was travel. Sometimes that happens to him when he travel. The first 2 days, he sometimes gets a little whatever. So I was at the gym. I was at the pool with the baby. I took him to the little playground in the little resort.
Giselle, patient zero, getting everybody sick.
No, I definitely was not sick. I don't know how that could have been, but it was Florida, first of all. Okay, I think out of all places, of course, I'm gonna get COVID in Florida.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe I didn't get it and give it to Tom. I was thinking, did I get it at the pool or something when I took the baby? But no, he definitely was sick already, because I remember telling him, all right, I'm going to go to the pool. Are you going to be okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to sleep it off. So that happened. That was July. Okay. So, all right, we get back. you know, we have wakes and funerals and all that stuff, I was better, and you know, I was like recovering. I was getting my sense of smell. No, my sense of smell and taste did not come back, but I wasn't congested and I wasn't coughing. I was good, right? I guess during the wakes and like the funerals and talking to people, I got a cold. So like 3 weeks later, I come back with a cold, and this is still
ongoing.
The cold.
Oh my God.
I'm not contagious, but I obviously have like a congestion. But then I also am just like, is this allergies though? Oh,
oh, I saw a little head.
A little baby. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hi, honey bear. The time?
Oh. Yeah, the time when I saw his little head appear.
You didn't see his face though. It was just like his little.
No, I just saw his little head.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. If this were a horror film and I didn't know you had kids, that would have been scary.
It's like din 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 din, like they're coming.
Like, but it was fast. You're gonna laugh when you see it. You're gonna laugh.
All right, sorry about that. I have the door open right now, so just kind of he's awake, so I just want to give him the ability to come in if he wants to, but I know he usually won't. So
you were talking about your cold,
yeah. So COVID, got over it, right? I was still waiting for my senses to come back, but I was fine. Tested negative and all that stuff. Funerals, wakes came along, got a cold. Like 3 days later, I'm coughing, and I'm like, this can't be COVID again. Like, it can't be. I took a test, negative. And then everybody, like other people that I know were like, oh yeah, I got a cold. And like, I heard things were going around. So that's been great. Oh, sorry. Again, we're back. We have a play date today. So Tom is doing stuff, and it's just, we're out of schedule. And I also didn't sleep last night till like 3, 4 in the morning. So I woke up late today. So it's been a morning.
For waking up late.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like I slept in because I only slept like
the
4 hours.
Amount of times, yeah.
Not even like 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Oh my
God. But yeah, okay. Got a cold. Things were going around, whatever, and I'm still battling the cold. I'm on like week 4 or 5, and then I got bronchitis from the cough and all that. So I went to urgent care, and they were like, oh yeah, here, take this. Like, I could have gotten it Robitussin DM at CVS.
Yeah, something you could have just gotten.
Yeah. So so that's been fun. Work has been a mess. I did take a leave though, because there was just so much going on. We needed to like regroup together as a family, and we just needed to figure things out. Tom took a leave. I took a leave for like 30 days. He took a leave for, I think it was like 2 months. Because obviously he had a lot more to like process.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a rough summer. We want to be done with the summer. But I've been diving into my health and fitness. I've been consistent with that, so that's the bright side of things. But I'm just like, we gotta hit the lotto. Like, every time we had a death, and then another death 2 weeks later, and then we had a death a month. Well, basically 2 weeks after that other one, but a month and a day or 2 days from the first one.
Yeah.
So it's just like every 2 weeks, you know? And it was just like nonstop. Like, you can't grieve. Like, you can't process one because then another one comes. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to focus on what I can control right now. And I was having a mental breakdown, like, complete transparency. It was a lot, to the point where, and I think I told you this when we were like texting, I took some of my leftover PPD meds because for like about 5 days a week, 5 days to like 7 days, because I didn't have that much left over. I was like, I feel like I need this because this is a rough stretch right now. And the workouts were not enough.
Yeah.
I was also exhausted mentally, emotionally, you know, making sure that Tom's okay and whatever he needs from me. It's a lot. And obviously then you have a toddler that doesn't know what's going on. And I feel, and you know, moms out there, like, feel free to chime in. Maybe you, like, I don't know if you've experienced it, but I felt like he sensed something was, like, we felt all lost, and like we felt, what's the word? Like distraught and heartbroken. Because during that time, and also I guess because of the wake and the funeral, because he was going with us, he would hug me and Tom, and he would do this little pat.
Oh,
and he'd go, "Oh,
oh, yeah." I mean, I think they do pick up on these things. They might not understand why, but they do. They do.
Yeah.
They do see.
And he's also
sad.
probably imitating what he saw
What
at
he
the
sees,
funeral,
yes.
the wake. But he was very affectionate, very loving, and for like 2 week stretch, on and off, like not every day in the 2 weeks, but like spread out throughout the 2 months. He wanted to be with us. Like he wanted to be close to us, loving us, hugging us, like at night, because he usually sleeps in his crib. There are times that he just wanted to be with us. So we would bring him in our bed. I think we all needed that. Like I wanted that. We all needed it, like just to be together. Because it was a rough couple of months. But I'm very grateful. As much as work is a mess and like a headache, I'm very grateful I was able to take a month off paid, right? Like I was able to take that time. Tom was able to take that time. And like, I know that's a privilege. Like I've never really worked for a company that was like, yeah, like this is real life stuff going on. Focus on that and still get a paycheck. On top of the fact that we had just taken 10 days off because
for vacation,
we were on vacation, that we were like, all right, let's hopefully get back to better news. We're like, and then the jackpot for the Powerball or the Mega Millions, I forgot which one, was like $1 billion something. And we're like, all this bad shit is going on. Something good has got to happen. Either we're going to hit this jackpot or I don't know what, because something has got to give. This is just a lot. So we were playing that in hopes that, we would
hit the lottery.
Yeah. Not that money doesn't solve all problems, but there were kids that lost their parents. There were kids, we were like, they'd be good. Like, the widows would be good. Like, they financially, like, there's no emotional support, but at least you don't have to worry about the kid's financial future. Like, those are the type of things that we're like, damn, that would be great. We could set up a fund. We could buy them a house. Like, all these things, right? Like, we were speaking about it as if it was like we had that winning ticket. But I think we also needed that kind of, just like
positivity,
looking forward
to it,
to something, because it was a rough stretch. But we're here. We're making it through the other side of the grieving process, and just, all right, we're in like that solutions mode. Like, what do we do? How do we move forward? What's the plan?
And that kind of also makes you rethink about what plans you have in place, right?
For things have shifted.
And I feel like even when talking to you about all this stuff that was going on with you, I was just
things
like, I would tell your brother, like, yo, we should probably talk about this. Like, we should like prepare for something like this, because it just randomly happened. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm telling him we need to like,
you need to
backups for, like, I was like, for everything.
And that's something Tom and I were talking about when we were in the middle of it, but we're like, we can't think of that right now. Like, because we were still in the middle of everything else, obviously. But the idea, like, we didn't baptize Derek. We're not going to, right? So like, he doesn't have godparents, but if something were to happen to us, what happens to him? Where does he go? Do people know? That's another thing that we just realized now, like, email passwords we didn't have to try and figure out certain things. We didn't have access to certain things. Where are your passwords? Where important documents? Like, all of this stuff where you need, I think, as a parent, like, that obviously made me reflect on that. As a parent, you need a set place, documents, like, who do you feel comfortable raising your child once you're gone?
And I think this is probably going to be a good episode for us to cover. I mean, it might be a little grim, but it might be something we can talk about.
It's important
later on as well, because
you just never know, and
we're not even thinking about it because everything's
But and like, without going into detail about, because these are other people's lives that were affected, so I don't want to share too much. But some were some was along, we expected a loss, but not so soon because it involved cancer. But then another one was just, we saw him like 4 or 3 days before. And
that was unexpected.
It was a motorcycle accident. Unexpected, and that's back to the point of, that is scary as hell. Like, it's unexpected. You go travel, you don't think about these things, right? A routine. Oh, I'm just going to Target real quick. I'm just going to the gym real quick. It's a 5-minute drive. You don't think about like anything else that can contribute to that, right?
Exactly.
So those are all things that I think, as a younger single person, I thought about, to the point where I was scared of everybody else dying and leaving, but I never really stressed about what my impact would be if something were happen to me. Like what does that mean for Derek? What does that mean for Tom? So definitely something we should talk about. We should cover eventually. But yeah, so it's been a wild summer. We're ready to be done with this season. Yeah. Fall is my favorite season. I'm excited about that.
Are you a pumpkin spice latte girl?
No, I'm not. I'm always
pumpkin anything?
I know. Pumpkin pie occasionally, but pumpkin spice donut. Yes, okay. All the way. But I'm very big on green tea all year round. Which I know I posted about this. I'm obsessed with these cups.
The cups. I think my sister has those cups too.
And the glass straw.
I was laughing because you posted that about the glass straw and the thing, and I'm looking at my cup, and it's like this Disney World cup, and it's all plastic. And I'm like, well, at least I'm still using it.
Well, you know what happened was that when we moved, there were a ton of things. Like, I had a ton of mugs, a ton of crap. And I'm like, I'm never going to need that. I don't use that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, where am I going to put my drinks? Where am I going to put my smoothies? Where am I going to put my tea? I was like, I did not think about that. So I had to start over, because I was like, you don't need more cups. You don't need more blah, blah, blah. But I do. Found it on Amazon. I'll put the link in case somebody wants to get it, because I highly recommend them. But yeah. And what else? There was something else that I was like, you gotta be kidding me, on top of everything else that happened. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I don't even think I told you, because I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding. So I think it was after 2 days or something after the wake, the last wake that we went to. And we went to Costco, and I had these, I think I took a picture of myself in them and posted it, but it was like these light blue, like celestial blue, green, aqua leggings. I had my period. Okay. And I went to Costco with Tom, and I was like good, because it was like the first like day or two. So like I usually use tampons. I don't like pads. I don't like the feeling of them. So I went, and I was like, I feel like I need to go to the bathroom. I was like, but we're almost done. We were like checking out and all this stuff. I got home, and no, we were walking to the parking lot, and I think it was a sweater that I put around me. I felt like I was like in 8th grade all over again. I stained my pants and like with blood, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Tom, look, but don't make it obvious. Like, can you see? He's like,
what do you mean? I have to look at your ass.
Yeah. And I was like, but don't make it obvious. And I'm like, and I look, and I was like, oh man, it was just, like,
that's funny that you mentioned that. It's not embarrassing, because so we did our last trip was to Maine.
Yeah. For your anniversary.
It's a 5-hour drive. I got my period on the way back. I was prepared.
Okay.
I use pads because I don't like tampons.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm fine. It should be okay. It wasn't like that bad. So we decided to not stop, because the dog was sitting in the back seat, which is another thing I have to tell you guys about.
Wait, so you brought both dogs?
No, just one.
Okay.
Well,
the puppy?
And no one knows. Yes, I got a puppy.
Sorry.
But so we decided just to drive through. I got out here when we got home, and I was like, okay, whatever. I got up and everything came out. Whoosh! It was just
like if
something,
you sneezed.
but it was like, what the hell? Like if it was, I don't know if it was my pants were too tight or whatever, but nothing came out during the whole ride. So when I got up here, I had to run inside. I was walking. I wish I had the video of it on my ring. I was just like toddling. I had mohong in my legs. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then when I got inside, sure enough, the whole thing,
the whole crotch area,
like my shorts in the back and my butt area, it's like it creeped backwards up my butt crack.
Because probably the way you were sitting.
And everything was soaked. I was like,
yeah. but did you, okay, so then here's my next question, because that was my fear, because it was a super light colored pant. Did you get the stain out?
Yes.
Okay.
Cold water immediately.
I just used water, but Dawn, like that, I don't use Palmolive. I say Palmolive. I don't know how to say it in English. So that's why I can't say it in English. Palmolive. I know. I automatically hear it in my mom's voice. She's like, no, el Palmolive no sirve. I gotta get Dawn. So we were always a Dawn household.
Yes.
No Ajax, none of that. So Dawn and Comet. Those were the two. So yeah, put some Dawn and like scrub it out and it comes right out. But I was so scared it wasn't going to come out. Because
your pants were lighter. Mine were denim. I was wearing shorts. So
this is like my gym drawer. This is where I have all my gym clothes. These.
Yeah, I would see why you would worried about those. No, I was wearing denim. I was like, whatever.
This color. I love this. It's like one of my all-time favorite colors. So I was devastated. And Tom's like, I was embarrassed, but I was more devastated about the workout leggings, I think. And Tom's like, it's fine. Nobody saw. I was like, people saw. I was like, but the leggings.
Like, I don't care. Leggings. Save my leggings.
So like when I rushed back, I instantly took off the leggings and I was walking around like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my God.
Just the top.
The top. I call that toddler mode.
Toddler. We're going to go into that stage too. I just got the little potty from Jess, so we're going to start.
Yes, please potty train him. Don't be like me.
Why?
Mine doesn't want to go to the potty.
No,
he doesn't. He doesn't.
Okay.
I'm like, come on, let's go. He'll scream to the point where I have to put in earplugs or do something. He starts crying. He doesn't want to go to the potty. So please train him. If he's ready, do it, because I missed the opportunity.
He started to go into his little privacy squat corner. So when I got the potty, I put it in the corner that he usually goes into. So that's the way that I'm going to start conditioning. I'm going to slowly introduce it. But I was really going to wait till he turned 2. That way it's like a good mark. And then
don't miss the opportunity, because I missed mine. And now
but you did it with 3. Sienna's.
I don't know. I don't even know how I got Sienna to do it. I think I just tricked her into saying like, Santa's not bringing you Christmas gifts. And she was like, all right, I'm going.
That's
not the best. Not the best approach.
No, but listen, people use the elf on the shelf to get the kids to behave and do things. So it happens.
I was just like, whatever.
We got to talk about those egg cracking challenge thing, or egg cracking on your kid's head. Like that's just...
I saw that. My sister sent, or was it my friend sent me one of the videos where the little girl grabbed the egg and smacked her mom with it, like after she did the egg cracking challenge. And I was like, okay.
I mean, let's not do that. Let's not do that. That hurts. Yeah. Have you ever, like, that shell is hard.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I remember from my summer. It was pretty traumatic. That's all I remember.
Pretty traumatic. That's it. Summer 2023 in the garbage.
But getting back to the medication too. So I did take 5 to 7 days of it because it was rough, and I was like, I feel like I need something, because I was heading into like
bad territory, just bad thoughts, and
we both were for I mean, he lost his brothers. Like it was just like, it's a lot, but seeing him go through that obviously affects me. It's a lot, and it's triggering no matter what. Like, it's triggering. It's people people you care about, people that you made plans with to have a future with, to have family trips together.
that you look forward to seeing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, it's something if you didn't like them.
Yeah,
but even then, it still hurts.
Yeah. So, you know, I needed it, and I'm not like embarrassed to like say things like that, because, you know, I feel like people should be a little bit more open about the struggle, the mental struggle with rough times in life, because maybe that could avoid a lot of people spiraling or like going into, I mean, I don't know. I'm done with pretending. I'm done with pretending like shit is okay. Like, I work out, and like, I know I posted videos and photos. Yeah, it's a look good type of thing, but it's a mentally feel good. Like, I need to work out in order to not, like, it just helps my mental state. Like, it helps me feel better. I know I made jokes about it before, like Tom and I work out in order to deal with other people and just situations, but it's true. Like, you get that endorphins kick.
Yeah, I was gonna say endorphins, it helps. That helps.
Yeah, it helps. It helps you feel better. And the fact that I've had a couple of late days recently, but when I usually wake up early and like I work out early in the morning, because in case something happens throughout the day where I'm like, oh man, I can't do this right now, or it gets hectic with the toddler, like whatever it might be, I'm like, at least I got it done in the morning, and that energy can carry me through at least for the majority of the day. I'll have rough moments, but you know, for somebody that struggles with anxiety, like I've had anxiety on and off throughout my life, it's definitely helped. And obviously with the postpartum stuff, like it's definitely helped with all of that. So anyway, I highly recommend it, even if it's just stretching, even if it's just going for a walk. That's also another thing that I've been doing. I am privileged. I work from home most of the time. I can go for a 10-minute walk real quick, get some sunshine. I usually try and bring Derek. I do bring him if he's not napping, but he doesn't end up walking. I end up carrying him the whole time, which is fine. I'm like, great, 32 pounds, part of my workout, sucks. You know,
not for me.
But I could bring a stroller, but I just feel like it's nice when he's walking, because he gets down and he goes to smell the flowers and like all these like things. And he's like, oh, wow. So I feel like he sees more and he absorbs more of the environment if we do it that way. And also, I look at it as like an upgrade to my walk. I get to lift him and have 32 extra pounds to like go upstairs with and things like that. So do what you got to do for your mental health. It's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Make it work, even if it's just 10 minutes to go outside or go for a light stretch. It's just important. There's too much stuff that can mentally mess us up. And I think I had to be honest with myself. Like when I spoke with my manager about everything that was going on, I was like, I just have to be honest. Like I can't pretend I'm okay. I can't pretend like none of this stuff is affecting me. And I know I can't focus on what the job requires me to focus on right now. Like I'm in the middle of a mental breakdown. I can't worry about, you know, whatever it is that I'm selling and helping clients with right now. I need to be here for my family. Totally understanding, super helpful. But I also know that not every manager is like that. I know that not every company is as understanding. So I'm very grateful that I have that support, at least. So that was my summer. That's it in a nutshell. I can't remember of anything else that's happened. We did not hit the lotto yet.
I know. I played too. We didn't. We won $2 and we just used that to like replay for the next round.
That's how they get you. I know. But what's up with you? What was up with you in your summer?
Well, like you said, we were in Orlando for that week, which was, I know you were sick, but you lucked out because you were indoors the whole time. That was like the hottest week
and hot
of my life.
Yeah.
It was really hot. With clear skin because I sweated so much.
Yeah.
And I drank so much water. It was insane. But we did take breaks. We had so much fun at Disney. I mean, like I felt bad because I was telling you, I couldn't send you any photos because I didn't want to. Because I was like,
I told you
if I sent you photos, I felt bad, like I was rubbing it in your face that we were having the time of our life.
No, but I asked you too, like, how's it going? I mean,
the kids really enjoyed it because we surprised them with a trip.
Yeah,
so
that was
Sienna
cute.
was really excited because we ended up going to Savannah as our stop.
Yeah.
It feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
Like it's been like what, 2 months now since we did the trip, right? 2 months.
I think so. Yeah, it's all a blur.
So we surprised them and they were so happy. We did the drive, which was probably crazy of us to do the drive. You had to drive back, remember?
Oh my God.
You remember?
That was part of, I blocked all that out. Holy crap. Yeah. That was the other thing that happened.
That we had storms.
Our flights got canceled.
Because we had storms here. It was pretty bad. And
yeah. And we had to be back because of the funeral. And we were like, what the hell are we going to do?
And you guys had to drive back.
Like JetBlue canceled our flight, I think the day of.
But it was pretty bad. I have to tell you, it was bad.
It was bad. But like we had to get there for a funeral.
It was bad because it flooded. Everything was flooded.
I know, you told me you had flooding.
We got flooded here, and any way of coming back up was blocked because everything was shut down. Yeah, coming up this way. So it was bad. It was like when it was funny because I remember telling your brother like, "Oh, Giselle's supposed to fly back," and he was like, "Well, is she flying back in the morning?" Because and I'm like, "I don't think so." And I asked you, and when you told me, and I told him, he goes, "Amateurs." He was like, "Fly in the morning because they're gonna cancel those things in the afternoon."
No, but they didn't let us rebook it. And then when we called JetBlue, you know how long the wait time was? I remember this number. 672 minutes. Okay. 672 minutes. That's how long the wait time was. And we were like, well, we can't do this. And then we tried to extend the rental car that we got. It was going to be an additional like $1,000 something. It was going to be $1,000 something just to bring it back to New York.
To New York, yeah.
From Florida. And we were like, well, we can't do that. But if, I don't know. We got it. And then JetBlue was like, oh, we can get you in. They couldn't get us in to a flight to arrive till the morning of the funeral. And we were like, well, we can't risk that. And then Tom and I and the baby were on the same flight, but then Kathy, my mother-in-law, they put her on like a layover to stop in Boston to then come here. We can't do that. We have to fly together. So that wasn't going to work. But then we ended up getting another car. We were like, all right, Tom was like, if we're going to get a car, we got to get a big car that's going to like be spacious so that we're comfortable because it's a long ride. Mind you, 4 hours of sleep. He did not sleep, and he drove the whole entire way. We stopped, I think, in South Carolina. I forget where. We stopped there, slept for 4 hours, and just kept trucking straight through. But we did get a rental car. We got like a huge Escalade, which now I get it. Because I would see those cars. I'm like, why would you want to drive this massive ass car? It is amazing inside. It felt like a freaking private jet, like your own huge. It was like the brand new one. All the works, really, really nice. Highly recommend it if you can afford it. But we drove and stopped for like a 20-minute nap, 30-minute nap so that he can like get a little break and then made it through. And that was only $380 something. So we're like, oh, that wasn't bad, and then we had to deal with JetBlue because they didn't refund us the money and the points and all that stuff. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. I blocked all that stuff out. Another thing that happened. So while we were away, now you just reminded me. Sorry. We were away. I had the house painted. Like I had the doors painted because I wanted the doors black. So that was the only thing that was missing. We came back. It was like 1 a.m. We were exhausted. We came back. We couldn't open our door. The door
it was shut because of the paint.
Shut. It dried up shut because it was so humid in New York during that week that it like painted shut, and like we were like, oh my God, Tom was gonna have like a breakdown with that door. And
that's why they tell you not to paint during the summer. It's not a good.
I'm sorry. Is this? Does everybody know this?
It's not a good time. It's usually better to do it in the spring or fall. And because winter, it's too cold.
Well, of course you know this. This is like your field of expertise. I didn't know that. But so then we had, like, we struggled. It was like 1 something in the morning. The baby was sleeping on me. My mother-in-law was there. Like, we were all trying to open the door. Finally got it. And like,
did it mess it up?
Yeah. It ripped like
I figured.
But the guy came back and like scraped it and like fixed like whatever it needed to be done. And we were just like, we got to hit this lotto. We're hitting this lotto. This can't. But yeah, so that's it. I think that's it. I think
no,
that's
I mean,
it.
it was funny because I just randomly remembered that you drove back because it was like, that's a long drive. It's a long drive.
Tom is
on the way
a
down,
trooper.
On the way down, we did the drive overnight, and it was the worst idea because all I could see sitting in the back seat with the kids was Victor nodding off. And I was like, we're gonna fucking die.
Oh my god.
And I kept telling him, hey, are you okay?
Oh my god.
Are you okay over there? And he's like, I'm tired. I'm like, do you want me to drive? He's like, but you haven't slept either. I was like, but sure as shit, even if I don't sleep, I'll be like this at the wheel. I will be paying attention.
Yeah.
But we made it to, I think, DC at like 2 a.m. because we left here at like 10:30, I want to say. So we made it to DC because that's usually the high traffic area. And he had to pull over to take a break.
Yeah.
Because he was napping every like hour or two. Okay. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. I was like, oh, stop playing yourself. I was like, you need to go to sleep. You're going to kill us.
He drove the whole way.
He drove the whole way. He wouldn't let me. And I don't know if that has something to do with my driving. But we'll keep it at that. Maybe he doesn't like it. And he's not telling me.
I offered. But it was kind of like an empty offer. I was like, this is an Escalade. I'm not used to this size of a car, you know. But if I had to, I had to. You know, that shit is a tank.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's a moving boat.
Huge.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you're just on the highway. You know, you don't have to worry about like the small streets.
Like, you want me to go? I'll give it a go. I don't care. I hate it. I hate driving, but I'm like, whatever. I don't know. It probably has something to do with me being angry all the time as I drive.
Do you get road rage? He does.
Oh yeah,
I know you do.
He's getting better.
Okay.
Because he's like, I have babies in the car, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If I have kids in the back, I don't do that. Don't drive like an asshole.
Yeah, that's one thing Tom and I talk about because
he calmed down quite a bit.
He has road rage, but it's valid. Like there's just a lot of stupidity out there.
Yeah.
And it gets worse and worse every day. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the phones, social media. I don't know. But like you'll blatantly see somebody driving and they're like,
oh yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I've seen that a lot. I was like, all right.
Or
I'm staying away from you.
Or recording themselves. We were in Miami, we were driving. There was somebody recording themselves driving on the highway. And I'm like, what? So I give it to Tom. That's definitely one thing where I'm just like, and he knows. He's like, you're not going to drive. Like, I'm like, you want me to drive? I can drive. And he's like, you're not going to drive. That's all right. But I offered.
Yeah, I always offer too. I always offer just in case.
Hopefully one day he'd never takes me up on that. But no, I have to start driving. Like I've started to drive again. It's just, I don't know what it is. I'm just scared. I don't know. Yeah,
you just got to be aware of everyone.
But when I drive, I'm fine. I don't get the jitters anymore. And before people come at me, I just started driving 4 or 5 years ago. I got a license. In the city, you don't need that. You take the train. You walk everywhere.
Oh, I learned to drive in the city. That's the hardest place to learn how to drive.
Why did you drive in the city?
Oh, I learned to drive.
Oh, you learned to drive.
I took classes.
You're from the city. Yeah, so.
I learned to drive. Where was it? In the Heights is where the guy took me. Ooh. And, the taxi drivers were flipping me off. They were screaming stuff at me. And I was like, don't you see I'm a student driver, asshole? Like, what's up? The bus drivers, everything. I remember I was like, oh my God, I could have never driven under pressure like that. But I learned from a Dominican guy because he was so, relaxed about it. What was it? He used to be like, tú eres chofera. You got this. And I was like, okay, all right. But I learned in the city, and I think that helped me a lot because I'm more of a defensive driver. Okay. Here, there's not like much driving. I mean, we drive everywhere, but it's not like traffic the way it is in the city.
It's not as congested.
Yes. Yeah. So
the first time I drove into the Bronx, like by Yankee Stadium, and into Jersey, so I had to go through the city and all that. I was gripping that
tough.
gear.
That's tough. And for the first few times,
I remember sweating down my back. And, I was like, do I smell? Like, I was dripping in sweat and, white knuckling.
Yes, I get clammy.
And I have to decompress after, so I'll turn off the car, and I'm like, okay, I did it. I made it. And I did it a couple times, and I had to drive like to visit friends that live in Jersey, and I drive friends that I love because otherwise I would not go to Jersey. You miss an exit, like you're screwed.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's stressful. So I get it. But kudos to our husbands for being the designated driver. I have, you know what? I did have to drive because of after the wakes and the funeral. So like Tom was drinking, or I had him like go be with his boys and all that so he can decompress. So I was the driver. So I wasn't as nervous because I just felt like my mind was on, I'm doing this because he needs this right now. Like he needs to decompress and whatever. And I think that got me out of the nervousness because like I still get like, I don't want to drive, but I'll drive and I don't get nervous and I don't get scared anymore, which I mentioned it to Tom. I think it was yesterday and 2 days ago. He's like, oh, good to know. You don't get scared anymore. Like, good. I was like, shh, I should have never said anything. But yeah, no, it's an experience. We're both very lucky we have the husbands that allow us to be the passenger princess. Yeah. That are road raging on the side too. Like, what was this idiot? But no, very lucky, very fortunate. They trooped it out, especially during those road trips.
Yeah.
And on the daily,
we had fun.
Yeah.
That road trip.
Do you guys have any games?
But we had fun. I think we really enjoyed it.
Okay. I think it like got stuck a little bit. Yeah. Do you do any like road trips or anything like that? Not road trips. Any games in the car?
I was trying. Well, no, this time around, because we have an entertainment system in our car now. Okay. So they just were watching like whatever, either Netflix or DVDs that we bought with us. So they were just watching TV and in and out of sleep. Okay. Which was nice. Okay. So I think that helped us a lot. Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you guys was that I got a puppy.
Yes. Yes.
I did. I know you guys knew about how I lost my dog in May. Yeah. So we decided to get a puppy on a whim because we saw this puppy on Instagram or Facebook, I think it was, because I follow all these rescues up here, and like it was random. My husband was just like, let's go get her. He was like, let's go put an application in immediately for some reason. And so we got her. She's like a little terrier mix.
What's her name?
Her name is Leia.
Leia. Princess Leia.
She's actually grown. She was 5 months when we picked her up. 5 months, almost 6 months. And now she's bigger than my dog, the original dog. She's bigger than Obi now. Yeah, it's crazy. She's gonna be 7 months, and she's like very tall. Yeah.
That's a terrier,
fuzzy, I think. Fluffy little thing. I'm still dealing with potty training because I totally forgot. I must have blocked this out, but the dogs like to chew on everything and anything that's in the way. She pees everywhere. I've been trying to train her to go pee in the backyard in the same spot. Yeah. But we haven't had that much. I mean, she does it once in a while because we have these pads out. She'll do it on the pads, but it's taking some time. I think she's gonna need a little more training.
And it's interesting because she doesn't. Her seeing the other dog do it.
Like, she doesn't eat. She doesn't like going outside. I can leave her outside for like 20, 30 minutes and she'll come back inside and fucking piss on the floor. So I'm like, you're almost as bad as Milo. Perfect. I was like, great, fantastic.
And they have two kids to potty train.
I know. I'm like, perfect. And then Sienna turned 6.
Yes.
Also, she's we didn't do anything big for her. I took her to one of those indoor playgrounds with one of her best friends and her little brother. She, at the time of her life, she kept telling me, this is the best birthday ever, best birthday ever. So we did that, and we did like a little cake for her at the outlets with my other sister that joined us with her kids.
How was that?
Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah. You told me she was like exhausted by the time she got home.
Yeah. She was like non-functional. This is probably the only time in the summer that she actually went to bed around like 8:30 and like super early. And then she starts first grade. this week, right?
How do you feel,
This
Mama
week.
Bear?
And I'm okay. I'm okay with her starting first grade. I need her out of here. She's driving me nuts. But she doesn't want to go to school. So we'll see how that first day of school goes with her, because I feel like she's going to start crying and she's going to be hard to take. I mean, we'll see. If she starts battling us for the bus, we might have to take her to school. Yeah. Thankfully, it's like just 5 minutes from us.
Okay.
So
driving or walking?
Yeah, we might drive her.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minutes driving. No, it's like 20 minutes walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think is she going to be with the same group of kids, or is it a different? So that's what it is, probably.
I had to explain to her, like, I don't know if they're still doing this thing where they rank the students. You know how they put them according to what they know? Yeah. Kind of situation. I feel like that's what they used to do with us. Yeah. She was like in one of the lower classes when she started kindergarten. Okay. And now they moved her up. So her entire, like, none of the kids that were in her previous class are with her at all, that I've noticed, because we have like a little group where they post what teacher like who got, like, schedule, you know, like and all that. Yeah. No, it's a Facebook group of the of the moms of the kids for class of 2035, I think is what they are. Okay. So everybody went on and was like, my son, or they'll tell you like the name and what teacher they got. None of the kids that had the same teacher she has, I recognize. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, they used to play all together in the yard and they kind of know each other's faces. Mm-hmm. But I don't think she has anyone that she actually knows in her class. I'm like still waiting to see. Hopefully she does and she's happy, because like one of the girls that I was friends with, her mom, totally different class. So I'm like, oh, great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's still the same group of kids that were
in kindergarten. Like, yeah. So she'll see them in like the yard when they go play for recess, but that's about it, I think. So I'm like, it might be a little tough. Rough. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, and she's going to come home hangry.
How's her eating habits been?
Oh, they've gotten worse.
Oh, really?
They've gotten worse. Okay. And I think it has something to do with her. She discovered Minecraft. Okay. I don't know if you heard of this game. Yeah. It's been a pain in the ass, because I had to sit down and go through the game and block everything that's inappropriate kind of thing, but no chats. Yeah. What else? I had to like go through it and like completely like make it safe for her to play, basically. But she plays that day in and day out. I can't get her off of it. Yeah. She's like addicted to it. And she's like, Mom, look at the house I made. It's a real thing. Mom, look at this. Mom, look at that. And I'm like, you're too little to do this.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
So she's been playing that. And so when she plays that, she kind of gets distracted and doesn't want to eat. Okay. Or she'll leave her food to the side. And I'm like, dude, take a break. Take a break. Yeah. You got to take a break. You got to turn it off. Eat. When you're done eating, you can go back to it. So I have to like literally pry her off the thing. Yeah. For her to stop playing.
Maybe when the new school year starts, it'll change.
Oh, I told her. I was like, new school year, you got to promise me you come home, you do your homework, whatever it is that you have to do in the afternoon, and I'll let you play like an hour. Okay. Yeah. And then that's another thing. Thanks to you with the parental controls for the iPad. Oh, yeah. I'm able to control her screen time for things. So
I was hoping it was something good, because I was like, oh no, what did I do?
No, screen time. So I'm able to control that. So she's like she's very limited in what she can uses.
Go into and the notifications.
And she just learned how to text. Oh, so she texts Victor all the time, because he's at work, and she'll send him like little she does emojis, like little emojis and stuff, or she'll draw something and send it to him.
That's cute.
Yeah, so she started doing that. Which is weird, because 6 years old.
Yeah, like, that's really sweet.
I was 6. I never knew how to do it.
My heart warm up. She's like, let me text Dad.
Yeah, she'll text Dad. Yeah, and then he'll text her back, and then she's like trying to read it. Like, she'll read some things. Like, he keeps it simple. Yeah. Like, go to sleep.
Yeah. It's 11 p.m. Go to sleep. Yeah. That's really cute. Can we talk about cuteness for a second? And Milo holding the basket. All right, you gotta tell this story too.
That's funny, because he's turning 3 tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So he wanted Hot Wheels for his birthday, and we didn't have planned to do anything for him. But then Vic was like, he's 3, we should do something because I feel bad. We did it for Sienna when she was 3. I was like, okay, fine. So we took him to Party City, and we got to Party City. I grabbed the basket, and I'm like, all right, let's go. And he goes, no, Mom, give me. He's doing this with his hands. Give me. And I'm like, what? You want the basket? He's like, yeah, I got this. And I was like, okay, I got this. Okay. And I give it to him, and he's like walking around. And that's when I took those pictures of him.
It's so
walking
cute.
around this thing. And then when we filled up the basket, he was still trying to pull it with him. But obviously it was like tilted to one side. Yeah. So and I'm like, I have it. I got this, Mom. I was like, I'll take it. He goes, no. And I'm like, yes, I have it. It's too heavy. He goes, okay. And then he had me holding him. And it's funny because in the aisles, those things are like stacked up high. And he's like, can you carry me so I can see what's up there?
Like, you have to like bring him up.
So I carried him so he could look around and picked things around that he liked, which was nice.
You're carrying him like Simba. Like when they carry him,
he's more than 32 pounds now.
Is he?
So yeah, he's pretty heavy for me to be carrying around doing that.
Yeah.
And remember I was telling you that I had pain like between my abs, like here.
Yeah.
And then, whatever, I was going to the doctor. So ladies, you have to get checked out after having children. I actually don't have an hernia at all.
Okay.
Or anything. I actually have gallbladder stones.
Oh.
I developed during my pregnancies. Both of them, I guess. And if it weren't for me complaining about this, like, it's just uncomfortable. I remember I was explaining it to you. It's just uncomfortable. I told you, it's either my abs are blasting when I'm trying to pick him up.
Yeah.
Or something's wrong. And at first I was like, I'm not going to tell my doctor because, whatever. It's just the pain. I don't feel it all the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was dismissive of it. But I was like, let me just tell her and see what she says. So I told her, and she sent me for an ultrasound, and they did the ultrasound, and they found I have gallbladder stones, and they're actually located somewhere in that area in the back. So she doesn't know if it's that's actually bothering me. Yeah. Because they're not impacted or flared up to the point where I have to get them removed.
Yeah.
So I have to go to a specialist to see if I have to go for surgery and get them removed or not.
So, okay. So can you describe the symptoms in case there's anybody out there? Like, what did it feel like for you?
When I would pick up Milo, it just felt like
only when you would strain yourself, or was it randomly?
Or I was laying down, I'd feel like something was like between my rib cage, kind of like poking me on the inside. It was just a strange sensation. And I was just like, what is that? Like something's not supposed to be there.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I was just like, that's strange. Like, Okay. And I asked her, and they just sent me for the ultrasound because I thought it was like an hernia, something about to pop out. She did all the tests, nothing. And it turns out I have gallbladder stones.
I don't even know what gallbladder stones really are, to be honest. But I hear it. I obviously hear it.
It's up, and it's funny because the first thing that the ultrasound tech asked me was like, do you still have your gallbladder? And I said, yeah, I do. I still have it. And that's the first place she checked.
Oh, okay.
And sure enough, I have it's like a stone. It's like a growth, like an extra thing.
Yeah.
On the side of it, which is probably what I'm feeling when I lay down.
Yeah.
And that's what has been bothering me.
So it's not like life threatening.
If you go into severe pain, yes, you got to get them removed immediately.
Can it burst?
I think so, but I don't know what it does because I haven't really listened.
You didn't look it up?
I found out. I was like, gallbladder stones. I looked it up to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's enough. Because, if you start reading and you start going into this hole, you're going to be like, that's shit, I'm going to die.
I would immediately go into gallbladder stones.
I stopped because I was like, whatever. I'm going to wait till I have my consultation, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And
if she tells me I have to get them removed or whatever it is, because they said they might put me on medication. That's the other thing I read, because it's because of cholesterol accumulation and trans fat stuff. But I'm like, I don't eat anything fried as much as, because that's another thing. People were like, oh, you eat too much fried stuff. I'm like, I cook at home. Yeah. In avocado oil. I don't eat fried stuff like that. It's very rare that will eat fried stuff.
You could have like a genetic predisposition.
I also read that it was during pregnancy because of your hormones. And that some things stop working the way they're supposed to. So a lot of women get accumulation in their gallbladder that causes the stones. Okay. So that's why I'm like, should have gotten checked out immediately after.
But you didn't have symptoms though right away.
It's just recent.
I mean, it's going to be 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been bothering me for like maybe the past 6 months or so.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, maybe I should ask.
Yeah, if you're there. Yeah. You're paying that copay regardless or whatever, you know?
Yeah, so ladies, if you have any pain whatsoever, always ask because you never know. Because it might just be something else displaying itself through pain that seems like it's harmless, but it's not.
Yeah. And also, one thing I will say too, like pain, like taking Tylenol for pain or all this stuff, whatever it is, like a pain management, whatever, that doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
Go and try and figure out what's going on.
But me, I don't take none of that stuff. I'll suffocate in my pain.
No, but like if you have constant headaches, like that's not normal. Yeah. Right. It could be something as simple as dehydration. Yes. It could be stress. Yes. But still, like taking Tylenol every day or eating Tums every day or whatever it is, those are not normal things. Get checked out. Ask questions. If you have insurance, right? Like, let's start off with that. If you have insurance, if you don't, and you live in New York, I will tell you that you can, which I did this for my friends during the pandemic. You can call like Fidelis, like that's one of the ones that I know, and they do a plan based on your income. So, ladies, if you don't have insurance, you can contact Fidelis, Blue Cross, whatever. And most of the time, they'll give you a plan for free based on your income or whatever, like a super low payment. Because it's so important. You just never know. Like that reminded me, I was like, wait, I haven't gone to gynecologist in a bit. So I made my appointment. So I have an appointment next week. And I'm like, I don't have anything to be nervous about, but still, it's just like, I don't want to, but I have to know. Like I should know if there's something going on.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that was triggered by the deaths and the losses.
Like you need to take better care of yourself.
Yeah, take better care of yourself. You know, like masking or band-aiding something isn't going to solve the problem, and it's not going to give you the answer, like what the actual reason is for whatever it is that you're experiencing. So I know life gets busy. I know life gets stressful. I know the last thing you need is another thing on your plate to like do and follow up on. But
it's good to do it.
What is more important than your life and your health in this world?
And a good way to keep track of whether or not you go to the doctor for your yearly checkups would be scheduling it around your birthday. Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I schedule it around the birthday because I'm like, all right, it'll be exactly a year from the last time I saw the doctor. So just keep that going.
I should go check out this lower back pain and these knee aches because I'm approaching mid-30s. How old am I going to be? 35? I don't remember. 35? I think so. I don't know. But yeah, no, check yourself out. And that's a good idea. I should do that. So October will be the time when I schedule my checkups. Because I usually do it like in the beginning of the year. If I remember, to be honest. One thing I usually don't fall back on is the dentist. I'm really big on going to the dentist.
I hate the dentist. And that's another thing that I started doing too. I scheduled my first visit in 5 years to the dentist. I went and I was fine. Like my teeth are fine. I don't know why I was so worried about it. The only thing that I had was like, and I knew I already had because I had them for years, were the cavities in my wisdom teeth in the back. So I just filled those recently. And otherwise, I'm fine. I just got to get some scaling done on my teeth.
Yeah.
Back here. Okay. And that's it. I'm fine. Can you believe that? I was like, wow. The lady that cleaned my teeth, she was impressed. She was like, what do you normally do? I was just like, I have a water pick, which I use religiously all the time. So you like
a water pick?
Yeah, I do the water pick. So the problem is going to the dentist. There's the one they use to actually scale your teeth. Makes a very high-pitched noise. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
And it like resonates in my head and it bangs around. And it makes me dizzy and disoriented. And I think it has something to do with my hearing loss. So which is another thing I have to
which you're gonna catch us up on and talk to us about.
I told my doctor, I was like, I don't think I can hear well, and I also feel very dizzy sometimes with certain things, so there's a chance that I'm losing hearing and I have tinnitus or something because of my
vertigo,
TMJ
maybe.
and all that. So another set of tests that I have to go do as well. I know. Gotcha. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Getting older, like, I don't know. It's just, you got to be on top of yourself. Like, you got to be on top of things, especially back to my other point. When you have kids, like, you have to just, you have to know. You have to know what's going on with your body. You know? It's just, I'm sorry. Like, I know that's rough.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I am, whatever. I kind of expected there would be something wrong, just because of the way I've been feeling. So I was like, okay, not surprised.
you have like a game plan. Like you're gonna, are you gonna do the medication for the gallbladder, or?
So it depends on what she tells me when she sees the ultrasound, if I need to go for further testing or whatever. But my general practitioner, she said it didn't seem like I had anything to worry about unless the pain got worse, and the pain hasn't gotten worse. I did some research on some gallbladder cleansing things. So I've been doing it's like apple cider vinegar with something else mixed in. Like, it's really gross. Yeah. But I've been taking that 3 times a day. For a month already, and actually felt no pain in the last couple weeks. So I'm hoping that pushed out whatever. Yeah. And it's doing the actual cleanse for the stones. Yeah. And hopefully if they do another ultrasound, maybe it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Or like much smaller. Like, I don't know. Does it ever go away?
I'm not sure, actually. Like I said, I don't look.
We got to Google these things. I don't want to know. I'm going to Google this after.
I was like, I don't want to know. So.
Yeah, no, it's been an eventful summer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then school starts up and we're back at it again.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Did you have any moments of for yourself? Like
I did the spa in Maine.
In Maine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was so nice. It was like almost like tree houses. It's set in the forest. Yeah. It was weird because I had to drive myself there by myself because we couldn't take the dog with us. Yeah. To the place because she gets car sick very easily. So we were like, you go. And I was like, great. I have to drive myself in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea where the hell I'm going, which I got lost getting there. Okay. But it was so beautiful. It was tree houses. It was very serene. I had an 1 hour and 10 minutes massage. It was beautiful. Like so nice. It was very, very nice. I fell asleep.
Yeah, that's nice. That's how relaxing it was.
That's how relaxed I was. I fell asleep and I was when I got in the car, I was like, I don't even know if I could drive myself because I was so like relaxed. And
you were like glowing of like.
Yeah, I was just like disoriented. It was funny. I had to take like 10 minutes to just get myself right back.
Awake again.
Yes, yeah. To get on the road.
That's so nice. I was supposed to get a massage during our vacation in Florida. Tom was like, I'm gonna get you a massage at Disney. They have like really nice spas, blah, blah. I was like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, we need to decompress. We need to whatever. Mm-hmm. Did not happen.
Didn't happen.
No, we talked about that the other day we left. I was like, yeah, so that massage, huh? It's like just life. Life was lifing this summer.
Yes, it really was.
This is how dark it was for me. I almost cut bangs.
Oh my God, no.
And I said, no, you know what? I have leftover PPD meds. Let me take some of that. I was like, dude, not. I was like, okay, maybe I should. Maybe I'll just cut. But instead, I cut off 6 inches of my hair. So I did that. And then, but no bangs. No bangs. That would have been a much, much bigger regret, I think. Not with this curls. No, it's too much. Imagine. It'll be
they would shrivel up, right? Because if you cut them to a certain extent, and
I would have to blow them out. My hair all the time, like not just the bangs. I would have to blow out the whole head. I can't do just the bangs.
You remember that time?
I never did that. I never did that. No, I never did that. But I think that's just because it was different. Like my mom would always take me to the salon, and have the relaxer. So my hair was always straight. There was no curly. But I did love having bangs around that time because it was easy to maintain.
Yeah.
I love like, and I used to dye my hair like black. So it was like black and I had front layers. It was such a 90s haircut. Bangs and then layers. And it was like very Cleopatra-esque.
We got to find those pictures, bro.
There are no pictures. There are none. There really are not. I wish there were. As I think back and I'm like, I wish there were pictures of those things, those moments. But man, that's one of those things. Like last night I was excited because I was like, oh, we're going to record. And something that popped in my head was, you asked me one time when we were recording, you said, what would you say to the younger version of me? Like, what would you say to I think we were talking about like childhood trauma and stuff. And you were like, what would you say to that girl about, life? And it made me smile because it was like, that was a nice question. Like, that was a nice, at least, given everything that's happened. And then that made me reflect on just things overall. And I was like, oh, I wish I would have taken more pictures and not been so, self-conscious about my body and just other things. And you just reminded me because of that haircut that I had. I really liked my hair around that time, but I never took pictures because I was bigger. And I was always like, oh, no, like I would always had a jean jacket too. And like, it was just all of those. But point is, I want to ask you that question. What would you say to young Amy?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Because it's funny. It's like, I think about, and I talk about this with my sister. I was like, I never pictured myself having kids. Never pictured myself married, or I didn't have like my vision of anything. Yeah. Because I was very much living always day to day. Yeah. Because I had people that would.
To be young again, live day to day.
I had a hard time in high school. And I know whoever listens to this that knows me from high school is probably like, you didn't have a hard time. Yes, I did. There's people that used to bully me and say things, and there was a lot of rumors and stuff going around. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't think I would have done things differently back then at all. Okay. Because I would always stand up for myself. And I honestly, like, it did affect me. But I was always trucking along, like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to make myself somebody. Yeah. And screw you people, because you guys are going to be where you at. I don't care. Yeah. That's your problem. Yeah. You worry about yourself. And that was always, like, my attitude. Yeah. So I think I would say don't change. Don't do anything different. I wouldn't give myself a different, like, advice at all. Okay. Maybe be more aware of who you bring into your life, maybe. I think just from like what I've seen, like the people I've shared my like relationships with and my heart with, I would be like, just see who you open up to. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the only thing that I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Or maybe I shouldn't have been that open with you. Okay.
Was there anything? Go ahead.
Because I was thinking, it's funny because I have a friend who recently got into a relationship, and I remember showing Victor a picture, like, oh my God, aren't they cute? And he was like, oh, he looks like a good guy. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, have you asked her? I was like, listen, I'm not asking her anything. And he's like, why? I was like, because I was like, I used to be friends with someone that I was like a part of their life for real, and we don't talk no more. I was like, because she asked me my opinion, I gave it freely, and I fucked it up. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I think I would be more, like, tell myself, like, just don't open up the way you did to certain people.
Okay. 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 Is there anything from your childhood, though, I guess did you ever doubt yourself in any way? Did you ever feel like, I don't know if I'm going to make it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you ever question?
Well, I think my parents did a very good job of telling me, you're smart. You can do stuff with yourself. Yeah. So I think that kind of helped me not think.
You had built-in confidence in the support system.
So it was like, I never thought, oh man, this is a bad idea. Like, I'm not going to do anything with myself. I'm going to be, Yeah. I don't think I ever had. That's funny that you think that now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't think I ever had.
That's what I caught from the like from those two questions, like our two responses. That's what I just caught. Like you had that foundation, you had that upbringing where you were like, yeah, like this sucks, but you know, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it no matter what.
My thing was always like, I'm gonna worry about myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like I like it does affect you. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. I cried.
No,
when people would pick on me or say stuff, but like it was. But at the end of the day, I was like, because I used to what was it? I'm trying to think. I used to just talk to myself about it. Like I used to be like, why am I getting upset? What's the point? Like, what does this person give me that's gonna obstruct me from doing what I have to do?
Yeah,
kind of thing. So I was just like, fuck you.
Yeah,
kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I always tell the kids here too. Like with Sienna, I'm like, listen, there's gonna be people that are not gonna like you or not agree with what you want to play with or do. It's okay. So don't let that stop you from liking what you like. Okay, is what I tell her.
Yeah,
all the time, because I don't want her to go through that.
Yeah, at all. That's nice. That's good advice. That's good advice.
And I was like, if you have a problem with someone, tell me. Let me know. I'll have a talk with their parent, and then we'll school them next.
You're like, tell me.
Let's go. But it's just like, I feel like that's what parenting should be. You should encourage your kid to do what they like, and if someone tells them they don't like it, then don't worry about it.
It's our job to build confidence in our kids and to have them be comfortable within their skin, because there's so many other things that are going to tell them that they're weird, they're different, they're this and that, and give them a complex. So in their home, they should have that. So I'm glad that you had that. That's nice to hear. Like, I mean,
my mom could be a little bit of a blowhard sometimes with stuff. Like she'd be mean.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she could be kind of a bully. But I think that helped because my mom was bullying me on the side.
It helped you get tough. And not take that from anybody else too. But it was just an interesting thought.
And then I don't think, I'm sure she listens to this too. One of my friends, I bullied her in junior high school, and I still have regrets about that because she was like, I don't even remember what the hell we used to do to her, but we used to be mean to her. And it turns out we're really good friends now, which is funny.
Yeah. Have you guys spoken about it?
Yeah, we talked about it years ago, but we're really good friends, and we still keep in touch, and whenever we can, we get together. She knows who she is.
Okay. All right. You won't mention names, but they know who they are.
She knows who she is.
Okay. All right. Well, you've righted your wrongs. You've apologized, and you've done all that. So it feels good though, right? It feels good when you do things like that. I've definitely been in that position. But I try now, obviously as an adult, I try to be super self-aware of is anything I'm doing going to offend anybody or whatever? Do you have those thoughts at all?
Yeah. I even with this, talking sometimes, I'm like, am I coming up too strong with what I'm saying? Or, people are going to be like, oh man, she really got it. She had a great childhood, or she had this, or she had that. And
we dove into her childhood. We dove into things.
But I'm not going to, I'm telling you exactly what I lived through. How can I change my story?
Yeah. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
This is just how I live things.
This is our story. That's what it is. And I'm glad that we're able to tell it. It is cool that we have a platform to do that. Just, again, I said it before, even if it's not if nobody listens to it, it's still therapeutic for us. At least for me, it definitely is to just talk to you and get things out, and also hear your perspective on things and what you went through.
Because we have opposite stories,
very
right?
different,
very different. So that kind of helps a little bit.
Of course. So for next, I think we recapped our summer, right? We caught up.
I think so. I think and we caught up between each other because we haven't talked in I don't know, 2 weeks now. Really talked.
Because we've been trying to save it too.
I know.
Oh, you heard my voice crack? I need to get through. This is not good audio right now. I apologize for my, boogers and all that stuff, but we had to record something and I missed it. But I do want to say thank you to everybody for being patient and listening and supporting us. I want to, and I know we have a couple of topics in mind that we want to cover. Some of which are sleep schedules and like sleeping behaviors with our kids, how to do that. Well, not how to, but what did we do? What works for us? That other things that I wanted to bring up too, and I want us to talk about is significant other, right? Having opposite sex friends. And how does that go, right? Like trust and blah, 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 if that's a thing, like different topics like that. So if you guys have any suggestions or if you guys have any ideas of a topic that isn't necessarily motherhood related, but just like, what would you do in this scenario? Because I've been met with a couple of questions about certain things that are more about relationship but it's still motherhood because your relationship obviously changes after you have a kid. Or even fitness related.
That's all
yeah, like people, when I started sharing photos and stuff, because I was like, oh, fuck it, let me just share a photo. Why not? I'm proud of the progress I've made. I've lost
you got to tell me how you got those baby abs because I want to try to see if I can try to lose some of my weight on my tummy area.
It's a lot of core.
Because I've actually gained 13 pounds since the last time you saw me.
I mean, you always look great. So,
but it's all here.
The midsection. Yeah. See, I gain and lose weight evenly all throughout. So, like the minute I start lifting weights, like muscles, like it just starts coming. That's just genetics, right? So then that's another thing I want to remind women of. And I was having this conversation with another mom because she commented on the pictures and she's like, how did you do this? And whatever. So if you guys want that, I could definitely elaborate, more on what I do. But genetics is a big role, right? I'm never going to have your body type, Amy. I'm never going to have the J-Lo body that's like the petite top with the wide, like the pear shape. I'm never going to have that. So I need to work out and have realistic expectations of what my body can achieve. All right. And I think that's the number one thing. Know your body, because there are just different shapes out there. And yes, I know that you can manipulate it through surgery and do all these other things, but your body frame, like that's just, nothing's going to really change that. Like your skeletal structure, nothing's really going to change that. So it's one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, if you guys want any of that information, and for your core, it's a lot of inner core exercises, which I know that you do with, what's the Instagram that we posted last time? The witch.
Oh, the workout witch.
The workout witch. Yeah. Those are all great. But one of my top favorite exercises for, I always mess up the word, diastasis rectus, because I want to say it in Spanish. I can't say it in English. For inner core workouts and lower belly is dead bugs. So the dead bug exercises, which I'll put a link on the video of some of my favorite exercises that people can do. But I also use ankle weights, and I use a variety of weights like all throughout. Actually, I think I have them laid out here. Wait, you see them on the floor? You see?
Okay. Yeah.
So I have like different weights, obviously, that I use at home. It just creates a bigger resistance. I have bands. Let's start off beginner level. I'm so congested. Sorry. But yeah, no, we can dive into all that stuff. Any topics that you guys want to cover, please let us know. But yeah, we'll get back to it. We're getting our groove back and our routine back. But anyway, thank you. I know I said it before, but thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for just supporting us and being here. It's always nice. And Amy, any last words?
No.
No?
I'm like, no.
Did you forget
Just remember that you're always doing a good job.
Yes, you are. Thank you, mamas, and have a great day.
Bye. Bye.